I was very blessed to grow up in a home where my entire family went to church every Sunday. I learned a lot about God, faith, and spirituality. But it wasn't until just a few years ago that I really started experiencing God for myself. I'm certainly not trying to bag on my parents or the church where I grew up or anything like that, but I think some people place so much emphasis on what I needed to know about God that I kind of missed the importance of experiencing God for myself. Then a few years ago, I read a book called The Sacred Way by a friend of mine, Tony Jones. And in that book, Tony writes about his personal experience with the ancient spiritual disciplines and how he began practicing them in his own life and what effect they had on his spiritual journey. He also gave a very cool history of where each discipline came from and how people of faith have practiced those disciplines down through the years. I was intrigued, so I decided to give it a try, and I began practicing the spiritual discipline of solitude and silence. Now I know, it's hard to picture a guy like me doing that, but I was amazed at the power solitude and silence had in my life. Solitude means getting away by yourself, and silence is intentionally getting away from the noise of this world and choosing to be quiet and listen to God speak. The first time I tried it, I spent a few hours at a local Catholic retreat center. I loved it so much, I decided to go spend a week at a silent monastery in Kentucky the following year. It was amazing to me what happened in my soul as I intentionally took time to pull away and be quiet before my Creator. I learned that God speaks in a lot of different ways, and I was excited to finally begin experiencing Him personally. He spoke to me through the Bible that I was reading, through my prayer times, and through some journaling exercises I tried while I was alone and quiet. In fact, my time alone with God has meant so much to me, I've tried to make it a regular part of my life. Because if I don't put that into my schedule in advance, it just seems to slip away. So now I try to spend time in quiet with God every single day. I also set aside one day a week to just be quiet, turn my phone off, and listen to God and the people who are closest to me. Once a month, I spend a day down at that Catholic retreat center in my town, and once a year I get away to the monastery. My lifelong goal is to go away someday and spend 30 straight days of silence with God. I'm not quite sure where that's going to happen in my life or where it'll all fit, but I'm looking forward to it. I want to challenge you to give it a try yourself. And maybe you'll start looking forward to silence and solitude and the spiritual disciplines as well.